Welcome guys, today I'm going to tell you something like a game that I love to play when I am bored and I don't want to use the internet or my phone because I used them a lot. The game is called Build a Paper Village. So you can play this game. There are two methods. The first method is that you have a piece of land, like a piece, like on your floor, and you start building your village. You design it as you wish. You just have to cut some papers like this, and you start putting your houses like this. You can imagine that this is a house, and now you can continue putting other houses. Sometimes I can fill all the ground of my house literally, but then I clean up after I do that. So we can build our village. Like, you just imagine that this is a square. You can make it like a city, very organized, or you can make it a very messed up, just random houses everywhere. And also, like, I can imagine that here is the shore and this is a sea, and I can put this as a fisher house where the fishermen can come here and they just go to the shore and catch some fish and then come back and get some rest here and store the fish that they caught. And yeah, I'm going to build a small village and I'm going to show it to you. So this is my small village, and you can just start imagining, and you can bring a smaller piece of paper like this, and imagine that this is some sort of character, and then you can just let your imagination that those characters are having adventures or something like this. So this is the first method to play this game. The second method is to you draw everything. I'm going to show you how. So it is like that you bring a piece of paper and you start trying to build a map. Like, for example, I can try to build some sort of continent. Like, imagine that this is on another planet. Like this, for example, we can make a lot of shapes. I don't know. I'm going to try. Maybe like this. You can imagine that this is a continent, and then you have you now need to put some rivers. Like, we can imagine some rivers that we can put here. So we need to put some rivers, like, for example, we can imagine them coming like this, and then there are a lot of branches, and maybe we are going also to put some lakes here and there. And even now we need to put some cities, like we can make some marks here and imagine that these are cities. And for example, we can make a circle here and then do this, and imagine that then we are zooming on this area. And now I need to just like maybe like this, I don't know, and like this and like this. There we have it. And we can start, like, being more specific about our city. Like, you can imagine that here is a house and here is another house, and we can just, then there is the house of the ruler here, and and then we start, or the castle of that village. Let's imagine that it is from, like, let's imagine that it is from the past, like on this other planet they are still in their past. So this is a castle, and then it is surrounded by houses, a lot of houses. And also we can leave a place here as an open area, as a market, that everybody comes and tries to, like, sell things and buy things and this stuff. And then we can, like, build some sort of a wall surrounding that small town or little city. It is not a city, like we can say a little village, to protect it from, like, maybe from other wild animals from entering and eating everyone. And we can imagine that here there is, like, a portal or a gate, and then there is a road that is going like this, and then it is all surrounded by some sort of forest. And this is how to, like, do something when you are bored. You just can't be bored. You gotta do something. So this was the video, and yeah, I don't know how to do so. Put a like and subscribe, and see you in another video.